Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk really serious. I see what's been going on with these riots, these different fronts, if you want to call them that. And what this is just what I'm looking at, and I'm thinking, is this really what I see? And it looks to me as if we are having a communist uprising that is starting here in the United States. Now, what I want to talk about is maybe I'm seeing this all wrong. I've mentioned somewhat of this stuff in the past, and I mentioned that it looks like there's no more Democratic Party. It looks like it's been taken over, and because I know some Democrats, and the Democrats I know are nothing like what I've been seeing in the Democrat Party and Democrats in political positions. Look at and we've all noticed the Democrat states. We've all know that they're screwed up. We all know that. People have been moving out of these Democratic controlled states, and then you see Democratic controlled cities. Not just me, a lot of people have mentioned that there's a lot of states that the big cities are controlled by Democrats. Now, before I looked at it as just a Democrat Party, but I am thinking it is, and the reason you look at see what's happening. These Democrat states have really acted like they've got authority. And the reason I say they act like it is because, to me, if it's not constitutional or if it's not moral, it doesn't apply to me. And I've mentioned that in all my travels in other countries. Even though it's not Constitution, if it's not moral, I don't understand it, because I see so many things that aren't moral, and people go along with this stuff when I'm in foreign countries. A good example, another thing, I just got done watching. I've watched about maybe 8 or 10 of the videos that I made when I was in China. And what you can do is on YouTube, No Stress Mike, one word, and China, and put that into your search, and you're going to see the videos that I made in China. And I'm talking about stuff that I see, and I talk about, I'm trying to understand what this stuff is. I was just as confused, and I said that when I was there. I'm confused. I'm seeing things I don't understand and stuff like that. Why? The stuff that I was seeing was, for sure, there's no Constitution, so I wasn't expecting anything that would be constitutional, but moral acts I noticed I don't hear myself talking about anything that was moral. There's nothing that I saw was moral. I'm not saying it was immoral. I'm just saying it wasn't moral. Nothing that I saw was based on moral thinking. I mean, a moral person could figure out why, you don't murder. That's moral. I mean, we could understand that. And then now when it comes to having dignity and self-respect and stuff like that, these are all moral aspects. And what I saw in China had nothing to do with morals, any kind of moral actions. I've never heard myself say about how people acted morally. It just didn't happen. I saw people acting and doing as they are instructed to do by the Communist Party. And I've mentioned they're communist. Of course they're going to act that way, and they're going to do that stuff. This is what I've been seeing. Well, I haven't seen it yet. Like I say, when I get on the road and start looking around and start seeing this stuff, I'll know more. But what I'm seeing in the news is they are not, and nothing has to do with morals. They'll say, well, you have to have a mask. Okay, why do I have to have a mask? I mean, I don't understand how that works. I'm not sick. Well, that's to keep you from being sick. Oh, so I'm going to do what you tell me because I don't take enough responsibility to take care of myself when I get sick, or I try to avoid being sick. So you are going to tell me how to do it. So this is what I'm saying. I'm seeing things that just with a moral mind. As a person, I'm gonna get right out in front of you and tell you I act and I think as a moral person. My actions are guided by my moral beliefs. That is something I've never heard from anybody from all these weird countries that I've gone to. No one says they act by their moral beliefs. And you see, I do a lot of things, and there's a lot of people that question my moral beliefs. Matter of fact, those people that question that are people like I've had to pull a weapon on. Well, you're moral and you pull out a weapon? Well, wait a minute. You're doing something immoral. Of course, I'm going to do something. You think my moral responsibilities is to let you do immoral things to me? So that's what I'm saying. I've had a lot of people, they say, well, you're not moral. But the ones that say it are always the ones that are doing the immoral things. And maybe that's why a lot of people are confused about the stuff that I do. And that's because I don't do as I'm told. I do what is moral, what is morally correct. This is how I guide my life. I don't guide my life by the rules, by the unconstitutional and immoral laws. That's not the way I live my life. Somebody needs help, I stop and help them. Why? That's the morally correct thing to do. I'm not concerned about liability. I'm not concerned about if you're supposed to or if you're not supposed to. I feel I have a moral duty to, and I'm going to stop and help. But what I've been seeing is these mayors and governors are really doing strange things. that have no moral properties to their actions. A good example is like right now I'm in Kansas. Kansas is a Republican state, and I don't know, but I think we've got a Democratic governor. And this Democratic governor is saying stuff that doesn't make sense to me. And then they're going to start making laws on this. Executive orders, I guess they're going to call it a law. And I'm supposed to obey an unconstitutional, is there anything in the Constitution that says I'm supposed to have Obama insurance? Is there anything in the Constitution that says I'm supposed to wear a mask? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I see that aren't constitutional. So, and what I say, it has to be constitutional and moral to be a legitimate law. And I could understand it. This is something I can understand. And this other stuff doesn't make sense to me. I've told you, I had somebody say that, well, you need a mask to protect them. Like, what kind of responsibility do I have to protect them? The police don't even protect them. It says, they're supposed to, protect the people, but they have no constitutional duty to protect you. You know what I mean? So, and you think they have a moral duty? I think they have a moral duty, but maybe they don't. I don't know. But I do know they don't have a constitutional duty. But you think that I have maybe not a constitutional duty, but maybe I have a moral duty. Okay, I don't understand. Tell me how that works. That's going to be a good one. I want to hear that. After all, to keep your daughter from being pregnant, I had my Peter cut off. Okay, and now you want me to do more. How much more protection you want me to do for you? This is what's going on. And it looks, especially after I've seen those Chinese or in videos that I made when I was in China, and I hear myself talking and explaining this stuff and how I was confused on a lot of stuff, and I never thought about it at the time, but the reason I was is, like I say, it's a communist country. I knew that, but I didn't realize my mind is moral, and they don't run their lives have with anything to do with morals. And I even mentioned that I went to a Christian church in China, and I could see they were learning what morals was all about. I didn't see it in action, but that's the Christian beliefs I understand. So then maybe they're trying to learn morals. But like I say, I never saw people do things because it was morally right. And I am seeing a lot of things that have nothing to do with morals and the Constitution. I'm concerned that what's going to happen is just starting. And they're trying to use force. Right now, a lot of people laugh at them, but these lefties, they don't even know how to use guns. They don't know how to use force. They don't. That's why they're so crazy. They do stupid stuff. But they will get guns and they will use guns. And I'm just giving you a heads up. I think this is the starting of a communist revolt here in the United States. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.